Before you operate the machine, make sure no one is on or close to the machine. Adjust your seat. Fasten your seatbelt. Lower the arm bars. Make sure the joystick controls are in neutral. Set the throttle to half throttle. Now, turn the key to start. Leave the throttle at half throttle during warm-up. Select an operating pattern if equipped. Disengage the parking brake. Once the brake is released, you'll be able to use the joystick controls. Always warm up the engine and hydrostatic system. Use this time to glance at the instrument panel to make sure no alert indicators are on. Also, check the hydraulics by raising the lift arm. Tilt the quick coupler to cycle the hydraulic oil. Now, lower the lift arms and tilt the quick coupler backward. You're ready to move the left joystick forward. Start slowly as you move ahead. Let's begin by attaching the work tool. Before doing this, check the proper procedures in your OMM. Your machine may be equipped with a manual or optional hydraulic quick coupler. If your machine is equipped with the hydraulic quick coupler, the work tool can be engaged from inside the cab. Tilt the coupler forward as you slowly drive into the work tool. Lift and tilt the coupler and work tool back to allow the tool to fully seat. Engage the hydraulic quick coupler pins using the switch in the cab. To make sure the work tool is secure, tilt the work tool down, putting pressure on it. Then back drag it on the ground so you can see that there's no movement between the work tool and the coupler. Check your OMM for specific instructions regarding each type of work tool. If you are trying to engage a hydromechanical work tool, relieve the hose line hydraulic pressure before exiting the machine. With the arm bars down, shut off the machine. Turn the key to auxiliary power. Release the parking brake, and then press the auxiliary hydraulic pressure release switch on the left-hand gauge panel and hold for 4 seconds. Now, safely exit the machine. Before you hook up the hydraulic lines, route the standard flow lines through the hose guide on the left lift arm. Check your OMM for the proper routing for each type of work tool. Make sure they're clean. Connect the hydraulic lines from the work tool to the auxiliary hydraulic connectors. To disconnect a work tool, relieve the auxiliary hydraulic pressure. Disconnect all of the lines and uncouple the work tool. Always connect the work tool lines to each other to reduce the risk of contamination and to reduce the pressure buildup in the work tool lines. This will make it easier to connect the lines to the machine. There are a couple of important things to remember when using either a general purpose or multi-purpose bucket. Try to keep the lift arms down and the bucket low to absorb shock through the frame instead of the lift arms. When using a skid steer loader, keep all 4 tires on the ground. For multi-terrain loaders or compact track loaders, keep the full length of the rubber track on the ground. When loading, keep moving forward into the pile and tilt the bucket as the material starts to fill it. Avoid spinning the tires or tracks. When fitted with pallet forks, the Caterpillar skid steer loader, multi-terrain loader, or compact track loader becomes an efficient material handling machine. When using forks, always remember to keep the load low while moving. Don't turn quickly while a load is raised. This can be a tipping hazard. Always adjust the forks to the proper width for the material being carried. Once the load is picked up, tilt the pallet forks back toward the machine to help prevent the load from moving. There are a wide variety of CAT work tools available from your Caterpillar dealer. Take the time to learn how to properly operate work tools to get the most out of your machine. We've walked you through some of the basic procedures, but before you try any of them, you need to know some important do's and don'ts. We can't anticipate every potentially hazardous situation, but these serve as good rules of thumb. First, never overload the work tool. Read your manual for the operating instructions and limits. Always keep the work tool low for the best stability. Travel up and down slopes with the heaviest end of your machine uphill. Never exceed a slope greater than 3:1 or 18.4 degrees. When operating a multi-terrain loader or compact track loader, keep the full length of the rubber track on the ground. Make gradual turns instead of sharp turns on a slope. Always keep the work tool low for the best stability. Never take on a rider. The machine is equipped for only one person, the operator. Never leave the operator's seat while the engine is running. Never try to start the machine from outside the cab. Always keep your hands and feet in the cab. Make sure that your machine has the proper safety equipment for the tool that you're using. When you are using a work tool that may create flying debris, your machine should be equipped with a front polycarbonate door.